Jiggle, jiggle, go, jiggle, jiggle, go.
Jiggle, jiggle.
We got the bangers.
Hey guys, Joint Custody here. I'm Natalie, of course.
A.K.A. the Messiah, and we're sitting here with the king.
Yes,
So,
Larry, what's up?
Thank you
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
for having me.
thanks for
Alright
joining.
guys, so he's gonna tell everybody about himself, so let him know.
Just a brief little intro.
Yes,
A brief?
yes,
Very
just a
brief.
little brief.
Alright, so I'm Larry. You know, I work with these guys. You know, this is harder than I thought it would be. It's hard to talk about myself.
Oh, alright.
But
Where you from? Give us the basics.
Yes.
alright, so I'm from here.
Philadelphia.
I'm from Philadelphia.
Nice.
I just came back in 2019.
Oh,
Where?
recent.
I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
So I was in Seattle for about 8 years. Came back to DC to help my dad with his gym, and then decided to come back to Philly.
See, the funny thing is, I knew about that. That's why I didn't ask.
Well, the people don't. So.
Yeah.
Right. So now you know a little bit about Larry, and we're gonna get even deeper. Right. All right. Let's get a little deeper. Right. So right off the bat, we know your brand is called RSH, right? We want you to tell us a little about RSH. Tell us what it stands for.
So RSH is Rise of the Superhumans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
Very,
read this
very nice.
book by Stephen Kotler, Rise of Superman, and basically he talks about this theory or this concept called flow. And ultimately he wants us to attain a certain mindset when doing our day-to-day like things. So what I wanted to do as far as Rise of the Superhuman, because it's a fitness brand, I want people to be able to enter the state to be able to achieve their, to maximize the potential in achieving their fitness goals. So that's how that came into be from a book.
Well, before we proceed any further, right? Me and Nat, do you prefer if we refer to RSH as a brand or an empire? Or how do you see it?
So RSH is just a part of it. Actually, what I eventually want to create an umbrella, like Triple R conglomerate or something like that. I was just thinking about it earlier today. So it would be Rise of the Superhuman Projects, RSH Lifestyle, and Royal Collective.
Nice. With a K.
Okay.
With a K.
Represent.
With the K.
This is destiny.
Right.
This is destiny, what?
Alright, so what made you become an entrepreneur?
I believe that I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been seeking ways to try to make money outside of, just the regular degular. When I was young, I would draw on hats and I would sell them. So that was just something that was drawn to me. I don't really like being told what to do, so I just do it out of need. So when people tell me I need to work, I just do it because I want to utilize that to, fund the business. But
And it
Nice.
helps you really learn from other people, right?
Yeah, that's why he getting better a little at work.
yeah.
A little bit.
Better.
I'd be like, step your game up, Larry.
No, I think you're
I'd be like,
doing
come
good.
on,
I
Larry.
think you're doing good.
Nah, he is. Alright, so did something happen or did it just click in your mind, hey, I want to be in better shape?
So I would say that with the better shape thing, so my dad's a power lifter and he used to have us in the gym. He used to have me and my older brother in the gym when we were younger. So I think that more so been like just something that has been ingrained in me since I was young. And it just, manifested itself at the age of 12. So went from there, and that's my life.
Nice.
Training philosophy. Explain training philosophy.
My training philosophy, so again, we tap into flow, the concept flow, the mindset, but it's also, what my philosophy is combining Western methodologies and Eastern methodologies.
Oh.
So, and finding the middle ground in between that and finding a prescription for people. So it's like, you might need cupping or massage therapy or training or nutrition and all that. And Rise of the Superhuman, I bring all that to the table with the brand.
That sounds nice, right? Like, even our cameraman is nodding like, nice. Reed Benji in the house.
What is it like to train people, and is it difficult sometimes?
Well, it's definitely difficult, just because it's like you need a prescription, like, right? Or it's more so like a prescription. Everybody's different. So what I may have in mind to train people may not necessarily be what the individual wants or the individual needs. So I'm simply always having to go back to the drawing board to recreate a regimen or reevaluate any techniques that I have that could potentially help them or potentially harm them. So, I find it easy to do, but every now and again there's some challenges that comes with training.
You make it sound like a skill. You make
it
is
like
a skill. And I think
that.
it is because it was I was always around it because of my dad, right? So I think that's something that I think that me and my brother shares, that it's kind of an innate thing with us because we were always around it, and then we just honed it.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's nice. When did you start nutrition counseling?
So when I was working for my dad in 2014, basically my brand is I'm trying to make my brand holistic. So when I was working with my dad, I ended up finding out about this nutrition certification called Precision Nutrition. And I feel like sometimes trainers, if you're just a trainer, you can't really talk about nutrition. So, because it's kind of outside of the scope of practice. So,
really? How so?
Because you can only talk about general things, but you can't sit there and say, well, I can write up a plan and give it to you, because being a trainer is only for movement. As opposed to, you have to be a nutritionist on top of that. So I found that sometimes I get baited into the conversation of nutrition, and I don't have the background for that. So I got became a nutritionist.
So that's a rule in the industry? Wow.
Right. But would you try and go in that jurisdiction?
I often found myself in that because they exercise and nutrition go hand in hand. So I often find myself in that conversation, which is outside of the scope of the practice of a trainer. But so then I ended up becoming a nutritionist. So it's like, I like to be a one-stop shop. Like,
yeah.
We love you so much, bro. Wow.
Yeah, you come to me, I'm gonna help you with, you only need to come to me. You don't need to go with anybody else.
Oh, that's nice. One-stop shop.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so we were reading that you were certified in cupping massage therapy, right? We wanted you to elaborate on what that is.
So, going back to the philosophy that you were asking about, Rise of the Superhuman, so it's Western and Eastern. So, the Eastern part is cupping therapy. And as opposed to, say for example, your muscles are tight or your muscles hurt, right? As opposed to taking a Tylenol or ibuprofen, I could potentially cup you, sedate your nervous system, and you won't be in so much pain, right? So that's the thing. It's like, you come to me, you come to work out, you're trying to hit your PR, right? And you're like, but my back is tight. Well, I was like, okay, come to the table, let me cup you to see how you feel. And if you feel better, okay, then we can go back to normal programming, or something more deeper, more indicative that you might have to go to a doctor for.
Wow.
So.
How long did it take you to get certified?
Oh, I got certified during COVID.
Oh wow! Yo, I swear, COVID is bringing beneficial shit for everybody. COVID is bringing beneficial shit to everybody. Like that ass, yo.
Wow. Okay. So we also learned that you know a lot of fighting styles, right? Or a few fighting styles. So, am I wrong?
No.
No. Okay. Well, we wanted to know how many you know and what advice would you give anybody that's trying to learn fighting style?
My base is Wing Chun. And so Wing Chun, if y'all have ever seen Ip Man.
Oh yes, yes.
That's Wing Chun. Wow. So, I like that style because it's small spaces I learned that style because if you're at the bar, you at the party, you could say you're not right there in a small space, right? It's not a lot of space or whatever. The first thing that I would definitely teach people is awareness. That's the most important part, because it doesn't matter how good you can fight and how strong of a fighter is, but if you don't have awareness of your surroundings, it doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are.
I like that. That's good advice. I like that.
That's number one.
Pitman is the reason you went and learned it?
No, so when I was in high school, going back a little bit, when I was in high school, I was working for the library, the local library. I worked there for 4 years, and so some books that I've had affinity to were martial arts, fitness, psychology, chess, all those type of things. And so one of the first books I picked up was a little green book, and it just looked, the style looked pretty cool. And it ended up being a Wing Chun book. Later on, I found that out later on.
But I find it crazy because it's like when you have martial arts skills, it's like, is it good for street fighting? Because somebody could just approach you, are you going to react, you know, to a way that, you know, your style and your skills come out? Because street fighting and martial arts are two different things. I feel like martial arts is like a nice choreographed, you know, fighting, you know, you're right there face to face, you know, getting ready, set, go. But street is like right on. You don't even know when the person's gonna attack.
I think that's why he mentioned awareness, right?
So with Wing Chun, the science behind Wing Chun is called the elbow spring. So the thing is that once my wrist makes a connection with somebody else's wrist or their energy, then we take advantage from there. So it's not where traditional martial arts where it's like, and it's patterned, but it's more so if once the person makes contact with me, then I just move or in the direction that the person comes with. But to your point, during COVID, I was evaluating the different martial arts and evaluating the traditional styles, and I started to actually create a different martial art called urban tactical warfare.
Well, that is something new, I heard.
You said you created it?
I started creating
that is something new, yes. Like,
you see why this boy's a king?
yes.
Wow.
You're going to have to show us some of that.
Go ahead, elaborate.
So basically with urban tactical warfare, just as you said, that came to my mind too, is that, and I actually have a real life event that I ended up, the situation, awareness is number one, where when you're in a face-to-face setting, you understand that person's trying to hurt you, you know. But when you're in an urban area, anybody can be an adversary.
Exactly.
Right? So the beginning of 2020, I didn't have a vehicle. I was walking home. My house is 10 minutes away from that gym that I was from, and I took a right on the street. It's a dark street, and I seen 3 gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
They took a right with me. So immediately when they took a right, I already knew what was about to pop off. So I gave, with the martial art that I was creating, I already took my earphones off, put it in my pocket, started walking faster, my adrenaline was pumping. And I'm like, okay, this street I always walk down all the time. So I said, this would be a good ambush spot for me to either ambush somebody or somebody to ambush me, because it's very dark, nobody's around, right? So I at this point, I'm like, once I get to this trailer that's ahead of me, I'm gonna turn around, backpedal, and see if one of them crosses the street. And so I did that, turned around, one ran across the street. I darted.
Oh, shit.
Because there was 3 of them. So don't know if they have a weapon, don't know. So it doesn't matter whether I have confidence in my skill or not.
Yeah, I would book it too. I would have booked that shit. I would have, pew!
Safety first.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck how gangster you are.
I have a rule.
Safety first.
Niggas gonna book it.
I have a rule. You know, if I can, it's actually, I got it from my dad. If I can lose you in a mile, then we good. If I can't lose you in a mile, I'm turning around and fighting.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because by that time I'll be too tired to pass a mile. So by the time I hit that mile, which was almost like close to my house, I stopped at the stop sign, I turned around, and I lost them.
Nice.
You know what I just loved about what you just said? A lot of people, let's say they know how to fight, right? And they're very confident within their skills. They still have it in them to know when to step away from violence. It's not always violence first, because you know you can handle yourself. I think that's good. That right there is an advice for all of you people out there.
You live in Philly. So,
That
you live
too.
in Philly.
Well, it don't even matter where you live.
To be honest, there's a hood everywhere.
I've been in a lot of cities and really don't
Yep,
matter.
there's a hood
It really don't
everywhere you go, and that's what the thing that people don't understand. They're like, oh, I don't want to move there because of this. I don't want to move there because of that. Everywhere got a hood.
Yes.
No matter, once you cross the street, it could be nice here, but the other street is fucked up.
That's
Lived on
definitely.
those streets too. Yeah.
All right, so tell us about your holistic approach to unlock human potential.
You started, but elaborate.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is,
Oh yeah, you did, right? Oh my bad.
You did.
With the-
Just elaborate.
with the Stephen Kotler, basically what's happening now. I don't, you guys will see if you do the research. The mind is the new frontier, right? The mind is the new frontier. They've already been to the moon. They're trying to go to Mars, right? But the brain right now, there's so many books out there, so many things on research, trying to unlock human potential, and so, I mean, the writing is kind of on the wall. You see stem cell research, all these things where people are trying to enhance the body, and it's because of the mind. Or, I read this book, I read a lot of books, so the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg is really what helped me, kind of push me to think that, how can I unlock my human potential? And Michael Gervais, he's the study of unlocking human potential, which I've read a few of his articles. And the thing is that you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you unlock your
Yeah,
potential.
exactly. This is
I learned that a long time ago.
When we first started this, it was so like out of our comfort zone. And look now.
Yeah.
It's like if it's nothing.
Exactly. So imagine applying that to other aspects of your life.
The hardest thing for me is working out and keeping fit. That's the one thing I cannot keep up on. Like, it's so hard.
We're gonna change that.
That's a promise, bro. You just made a
Me and
promise.
Akil go. Like, even if it's in the morning, 'cause that's the only time I can go. It's
That's
in
the only time you can go?
Yeah, because remember, I gotta be home by a certain time because I gotta watch the kids.
Okay.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, kids are the first thing.
That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the promise you just made to work out in the
Oh,
morning.
well,
You just
yeah.
made a promise.
Okay, well, yeah, we gonna.
Okay.
Cause he wanna start running and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
a
mind.
start.
That's what I
the
need the
mind.
mind to get right.
Mm-hmm.
Then the dedication will follow.
Yeah, you gotta unlock your human potential.
You know, another thing I love right now is that you're telling people a good reason to go read. Because this is why a lot of people out there, they're not reading like they should be reading, right? And a lot of us, because of everything being online and everything is more audio based right now, we're not focused on being traditional anymore or going towards traditional methods, and so it's like reading is becoming more and more how do you
It's a
call it?
forgotten art.
There you go. It's a
I was gonna say
forgotten art.
obsolete, but that's
Obsolete is also.
Oh, you think so? Okay, well, yeah, obsolete.
I wouldn't want to say that because books
Exactly.
will forever exist.
But the thing
It's
is
just
that,
reading itself.
or audiobook.
Exactly, there's audiobooks. I'm telling you, the digital world is gonna take over.
Absolutely.
Technology is forever evolving.
But we didn't let you finish about holistic approaches. So
Well, the holistic approach. So going back to the what you're saying about training people. One of the first things that I noticed that a lot of training is really mental.
yeah.
So that was the start. So that was
Of
actually the
course.
start in trying to unlock human potential. It's like people can work out,
Yeah.
but what is the thing that's ingrained in a person's brain that keeps them from working out or motivates them to work out?
Yeah.
So once I'm able to tap into that, then they can work out, right? They can read books, like they can do things that
They're supposed to be done.
they're supposed to be doing or
I
never
love
could
that.
do that before.
I love that.
So that's the biggest thing with holistic is mind and body.
I love that.
You know?
I'm just saying, this is why I call you the king. The boy knows how to lead people, bro.
Oh man.
Credit where credit is due. You got a question?
Oh yeah. So tell us the extent to which you hope that to use fitness to better the world.
That's a loaded question.
Really? Because apparently we're the most obese country
In the world?
in the world. America is the
But I
most
don't think
obese
it's-
country.
I don't think it's really based on just physical appearance, right? we're talking about in general, how do you hope to use fitness? Because even the fittest people in the world want to get fitter.
Right.
Yeah, even the skinny people I know want to get toned.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
another thing too, we could, fitness-wise, could just be talking about mentally fit, spiritually fit. Like, to what degree do you want to take fitness?
Well, that's a good question, because ultimately where I want to land on is becoming a life coach. You know, so because I feel like exercise is just a conduit. Like, you know, exercise is like, we get you started on this, and then it becomes a drug, right? And then you want to eat better. You don't want to do this. You want to do all these other things. You're more driven. It's like a car. Like, a car is moving at 4 cylinders versus 8 cylinders, right? So once you start training your mindset, you training your body, you start firing at all cylinders, and you want to just take over the world. So ultimately where I want to land on is being a life coach, where we start from exercise, nutrition, cupping, therapy, and all these things, and then we just kind of take that, because the thing about exercise, the discipline, the motivation, the consistency, all those things we talk about with exercise, those are all things that you use in real life, right? True. You got to be disciplined. You just time management. You just said, I gotta be home at a certain time.
I gotta be home at a certain time.
So it's not that people lack the skill sets. People do have the skills.
It's just the timing.
It's just the priority. So if I can, you know what I'm saying? If I can help people like piece that together and say, just do 15 minutes a day, then we can change the world that way. Just for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
So what do you think should come first? Is it fitness or nutrition?
I believe they're 100. So you hear a lot of people say, I think it's a fallacy. I think it's a fallacy. They say 80-20. Exercise and nutrition is 80-20.
No, but what should be the main focus first? Should it be what you eat, or working out, or the same day?
Yeah,
it's the same.
Together, hand in hand.
So I
agree.
So think about it this way: if you do nutrition, you just do nutrition, you don't exercise. We have this thing called the diminishing returns, right? And what that means is that you're going to get some results, and then you're going to plateau.
Yes,
right.
Yes, plateau. I know what he's talking about. Yes, because I got that way. Yeah. My body just stays a certain way because we don't have, with the gym. You have open your. Oh my God, I can't even get the word out. You have a lot of stuff to work out with. So if you only have a certain amount of weights at home, that's all your body's gonna get used to. You need to go to the gym and pump more iron, because that's how you're gonna, raise your potential.
But it can happen in reverse too. So if you just exercise, you don't eat right, you'll diminish returns as well. So
so it's both.
You have to do
no
both.
matter what, it's both. 100. 100.
You should always. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh yes, I love discussing.
Oh, but hold on. I have a question. Okay, so so you know me. We work together at work and whatever. Should I focus on cardio first, or just keep weight training? Because does it balance out, or
100.
No, because cardio burns fat and weightlifting, builds muscle, but also it burns fat at the same time. So I should just stick to weight training.
Yes.
You should have just said
that. You
just
answered your own.
Yes.
See, that's unlocking human potential. She just processed.
Wow.
She processed her own.
Because weight training, you're doing both at the same fucking time.
Excuse your language. Excuse her language. Okay, so we wanted to know, are you a blogger, and what is your main topics?
Say that one time.
Are you a blogger, which you said yes to, and what are your main topics that you speak about on your blog? I
need to get better at my blogs, to be honest. But when I do blog, it's not even about exercise. It's always like the mental component. The mental component is important to me. Because I know, like I said, tapping into mental, I'll be able to get you exercise easier.
Yeah, he does his little rules on his Instagram, like rule number 1. I feel like that's kind of a little vlogish.
Yeah, my rules. on the word Kollective.
Yeah.
A little bloggish.
Alright, so where can we find your blogs?
Instagram.
That's it? That's it? Instagram!
It's nice and simple.
Yeah, it's simple. Instagram.
Alright, _projects. So I'm debating. I'm in this weird space with websites and stuff like that. So I don't really want to pay for a website at the moment. So I've been using like Google Pages and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I'm not sure how I feel about that as well. So like a lot of my stuff I'm just putting on Instagram and using Instagram and Facebook as my hubs until I decide whether I want to have a website or not.
Have you tried Blogspot? It's free.
I'm about to ask, is it free?
Yeah, I do it.
Of course, it's free. AK uses it.
Listen.
The thing about blogs like blog pages like WordPress and all those guys, right? They're a little limited,
Okay.
you know, and I like to have free range. So like for example, if you use Wix, Wix is pretty open.
Oh, I used to use Wix.
You know what I'm saying? And you could do it, but that's also very tedious.
Yeah.
So I don't really have the time for a website at the moment. So it's like I'll just keep it with Facebook and
Is
Instagram.
it the time to create? Or you don't have the time to create one? Or you just don't have the time to investigate?
To maintain it.
Maintenance. Like I love so I went to Swenson Arts and Technology. It's good.
Shout out.
And then shout out to alumni. So I like digital media stuff, but honestly, that's not gonna make me money. So I can sit there and do that all day. It's like that's not gonna make me money.
Wow.
So I need to figure out what's gonna make me money.
Right, shit. Hustle.
The king is ready to get paid, right?
Yes.
A topic I am very much interested in talking about is your book.
Oh,
Yeah. So you're currently working on a book. Tell us about it.
So my book rise spans from, it's two parts. So the first part is how my life started, and then the second part is everything about my struggle from 2014 to about 2019 and how much I struggled. So when I was telling you earlier, you know, before the video started, that 2020 wasn't really that bad for me. 2014, 2019, that was my 2020.
Oh.
You know, so I hit some pretty rough spots, you know, as far as family business, as far as relationships, electricity getting cut off, like things like that. But one thing that didn't change was my wanting to educate myself and grow. So that's kind of what my book is about. My book is like, yo, if you're not happy with where your life is right now, you need to stop your thinking, and you need to, how your current patterns are, and you have to reconfigure that. And what I'm doing with my book is trying to give people the tools to reconfigure their thinking. So that's what the book is about.
And that's why y'all should look out for it.
Yes, I definitely gonna buy it and read it. Or is it gonna be audio book?
No.
It's gonna be a physical copy?
The king wants to get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get paid if it's on audio? It's your book?
Yeah, you get
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's your book.
Maximum.
Alright, so explain what kitchen makeover is.
Yes.
I want to know what's kitchen makeover.
I want to know. Go ahead, tell us, please.
Before I tell y'all want a free one?
What is it? Oh, a free one. Oh, gratis.
You don't even know what it is.
I don't know.
Well, we are very intrigued. Like, we want to know what it is because it sounds so ooh.
So kitchen makeover is I just come into your kitchen and throw all the bad stuff out there.
For real?
In the Scooby-Doo throw people food away.
Really?
You gotta buy new food. So I create your nutrition plan.
Oh, that's so good.
That's an awesome thing, though.
Create your nutrition plan. We go out, we get the new food.
Man, I saw it on TV and I had no idea that's what it's
That's a
called.
kitchen makeover.
Yeah, we seen it on your Instagram, and I'm like, what is kitchen makeover?
Go in the kitchen, throw all them Oreos, all them ho-hos.
Oh no! Oh my god!
And then we replace it with good stuff.
So wait, do people volunteer for this?
No, they gotta pay for it. But I haven't.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, do they volunteer?
Yeah, they gotta pay him for it. That's why he's asking if we want a free one.
To be fair, I haven't gotten any goers on that. So if you want your kitchen makeover, hit me up.
That's what I meant. Like, okay, I understand they had to pay, but I'm like, let's say, it's like, oh, I want a kitchen makeover after hearing it. Do people actually do that? That's what I'm like. Do people actually want it? Because the thought of you coming in my house and throwing away my favorite food, bro.
But
then I'll have to learn martial arts on the spot. No, bro.
Oh my goodness.
What you think is if you have access to it, you're gonna eat it. Right?
No,
so you gotta take it out your house, and then when you want it, you're like, dang, I really want that cheesecake, right?
And I do be having my Oreos.
So wait,
I do.
when you throw away these people's things, are you bringing in things that they need?
So I go shopping with you. Excuse me. So we go shopping, we go grocery shopping, we buy your food, and then we take all that stuff out and throw it away.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Or give it to me.
I'm about to say.
That's amazing.
Because when I started keto, I threw everything in a box and I gave it to somebody. I didn't throw it away.
Yeah, give it to somebody.
I gave it to one of my close friends.
That's what he meant.
Try to kill them though, right?
No.
I want high blood pressure. I'm gonna give it to you.
No, it ain't like that. I said, hey, do you want this? Yeah, I want that. All right, shoot, here, bet.
But you didn't even
Of
tell
course,
him.
food is food. Take it.
But you didn't even tell him why you was doing it.
Oh yeah, I did. I told him I cut it off and I was
Such a
doing
good
keto.
heart.
Yeah, I told him shit. I'm not gonna hide
Listen,
it.
I want you to have high blood pressure.
My God.
That's a little deep.
So another topic we are really excited to talk about are your lotions.
Yes. Oh my God.
We want, first of all, for you to tell us the story behind the name Royal Collective.
So Royal Collective, I had a crew back in the day when we were growing up. We called ourselves Royalty. So I wanted to figure out how I was going to be able to monetize that name and make some money off of it.
Nice.
So I wanted to create something that had collection in it. Collection, of course, was taken. So we did it with a K. So it's just a sign of royalty. It's like the quality in the brand of the lotion or any products you get from the Royal Collective is going to be damn near royalty. You know, so
since it's team based, y'all team up and decide on the I would say flavors, but it's not flavors. What would you
It's
say?
scents.
Wow.
It smells so good.
Everything smells good, bro.
He has this lotion that I used for the first time. It smells so good. And then he gave me, I had bought one from him, and it's like a shea butter smell. It's like an original scent.
The one
it smells so good.
The one
oh my God.
I got, the only word I could use to describe it was life. Remember, this one smells like life. I'm taking
I haven't
this
even put that one out yet.
one. Yo.
Oh my God, I want a bottle.
Exclusive.
I want a bottle.
I haven't even put
I tested it for y'all. I'm telling y'all need this shit. This is
I
it was
want a
life in a bottle.
bottle.
You know when they say something's life in a bottle and you don't believe it? This smells like life.
It's crazy.
That one's like coconut.
Wow, it
Coconut
smells
something.
like life, bro.
So kind of no. So the thing is that I haven't brought the rest of my team in on the concept. They're busy. They got their own businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe eventually, when they're a little bit more settled in their stuff, maybe I can bring them into another concept. But as far as Royal Collective is all mine.
Nice. Nice.
Wow, that's amazing. Credit where credit is due. That's amazing. Wow.
That's awesome. Are you planning on expanding your brand in the future?
Which one?
Oh,
That's
what's so crazy?
Oh, do you want to do more than lotion? Do you want to add more than lotion to Royal Collective?
Yeah. So I experimented with some scents. So I do have some scents in roller bottles. I bought a soap kit. So I plan on making soap.
I watch a lot of those on YouTube and Snapchat. Cause they got the magazine stuff on Snapchat, and they got a little video on there. They make a lot of soaps.
The only reason why I haven't done the soap yet, I haven't pulled the trigger on that because of the ingredient. What was it called? It's one of the ingredients, so I wanted it to be as natural as possible. And I can't remember, it starts with an L.
But it stops it from being natural?
It's not as natural, yeah. But it's the only way that you can keep the soap together. So it was either glycerin, and I cannot remember the
Oh my God, I feel like I know what he's talking about because I watch a lot of soap videos.
You know the good thing about this?
Lilac, not lilac.
No. You know the good thing about this? You can actually find a hole in the market.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, if you find that natural ingredient that can actually hold it together, you will find a hole in the market.
Glycerin.
That will be amazing.
Glycerin, I think, is the only product that keeps it together. So, what is, I don't know what the name of it is.
I feel like it's either
Don't worry,
lilac
the
or
king will
lacquer
find a
or
way.
something like that.
Yeah, but I think I'm probably gonna do glycerin because. So to answer your question, I want to eventually compete with like Bed and Bath. You know, and like I want to have a scent, I want to have a soap, and I want to have a.
You should do a pop-up shop.
That's in the
A weekend,
Yeah,
a pop-up shop for a weekend, and see how that goes. Test that out.
I can hook you up with that. I know people.
Right.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
I'll be dope.
People know people know people. See, people know people know people know people.
Yeah. So that's my intent. So that's my goal is to expand it. So I guess we haven't spoken about Royal Collective, the lotion, right? Really is a conversation.
Okay.
So is deeper than just the lotion. Royal Collective is a male grooming company. I don't know if you guys have that as a question. I'm not sure, but it's a male grooming company, and through relationship trial and error and conversations, right? I found that there's, and reading another book, Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, I've noticed that women are natural seductresses, right? Like, innate, it's just an innate thing. Women use seduction as a form of power because back in the day when guys, they would just, use their power and their brute force in order to claim a woman. Women use seduction as a form of power to be able to take some of their power back. With Royal Collective, what it is redefining masculinity for the modern time, right? Which, because those old traditional views of what masculinity is quickly becoming outdated. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that the core of being a man doesn't get lost, but also redefining it for the future. So the lotion is just a conversation because as we know that women, they look at our hands first.
Yeah.
Right? They look at our hands. Gang.
Look
at your hands first. Are your nails dirty? Or are your hand? Do you got lotion on your hands? It's one of the first things that women look at. So the lotion.
Because she knows it's the truth. That's the thing. That's when you can tell ladies know it's the truth. They be laughing about it. Like, damn, he found out on game. He found out on game, bro. He knows.
So my goal is with the Royal Collective is to take some of that power that women have as far as seduction goes and giving it to men and making them objects of desires. So the lotion really is smell good. If they smell good,
yes, it smells amazing.
Their hands look right, then they're able to become, they're able to be better at seduction. Because us as guys, we're just kind of brutish. We don't groom ourselves. We don't take care. We don't put a lot of thought into it because it's kind of like not a masculine thing to do. But it's like, no, if you want to find yourself a lady, you want to get a lady, you got to do. There's certain things you got to do. You got to redefine what masculinity is.
I love it.
And what about your clothing brand? What about expanding that?
So really, ultimately, I the clothing is just to monetize my brand. So I bought a heat press and a vinyl cutter, just so if I want to go out and I want to represent Royal Collective, Rise of the Superhuman, I'll just type it up on the computer, print it out, and press it. So and represent myself when I'm working out or if I'm out. That's really what that is. So I'm not
starting a conversation.
Yeah. If I could find somebody, like I'm trying to get my brother to kind of like, if that's something that he wants to do to manage the heat, the clothing side of that, or the heat press, then I will teach him to do it. But that's not necessarily something that unless like somebody's like, I got 30 shirts for you to do or something and it's worth the money to do it, then I'll do it. But other than that, it's just so I can represent I don't want to pay for Ralph Lauren and all those guys. I'd rather represent my own brand.
Sound like me, bro.
And he do too. I see him wear it at work. No lie.
You gotta represent yourself. Okay. So I know you're interested in traveling, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what destination is at the top of your list and what activity is at the top of your list of getting done when you visit that destination.
So I don't have an activity. Well, okay, so maybe it is an activity, but the Maldives. So Dubai and Maldives are the two things that are at the top of my list for next year.
Dubai's on my list.
I know. Okay, you spoke about it before.
Have y'all seen videos of the Maldives or pictures of the
And
Maldives?
I've seen Dubai, but I've never seen what's the country?
Maldives.
Maldives?
I didn't even know what it was. I had to ask somebody.
Where is it located?
Like the Asian coast, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure. So the activity, it's not really an activity, but in a lot of the videos that I see, they have a slide. So it's like a resort on top of the ocean.
Oh,
So,
nice.
And they're like bungalows, so like they have a slide, and that's my activity. I just want to
That's
slide.
an
I just want to
activity.
slide down the slide.
That's an activity.
I'm a simple man. I just want to slide on the slide into
Simple
the
man.
ocean.
Yes, awesome. That is
Like the humble
awesome.
king.
So if you had to choose 3 things you want to acquire within 10 years, what would it be? What would they be?
Sheesh. 3 things.
Just 3 things within 10 years.
So of course our multi-family unit that we're working on, potentially a plaza.
What?
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love.
I was not expecting that answer.
Yeah.
A plaza.
Do you want to tell them about
That
it?
would count. Yeah, that would count as my 3 things, right? So what I want to do is I want to create a network, like a health network. So I have a gym. That's the first thing, and then within that, the gym is the hub. But say for example, again, going back to the holistic. Say you're injured. I want to have a clinic right next to it.
Oh, like a physical therapy?
Or a supplement shop or a smoothie shop. And I want to have a health plaza. Yeah. So, and everybody's within my network.
That is 3 things.
Yeah. It's a community. It's like a little community.
That is awesome. Yeah. I'll definitely be visiting, volunteering sometimes, working.
Maybe working.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Maybe one of those businesses will be yours.
Oh, look at that. Manager.
Another future promise. Yo.
Hey, if you pay right,
It's going to be your business.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, your followers, let your followers know what is next in store for you. What to look out for, let's say, this year.
Well, as soon as you're done editing the book.
Oh, yeah, so.
I didn't want to mention that.
Yeah, while he's editing
I got the privilege.
Messiah right here.
I got the privilege.
I
got the privilege. Y'all, firstly, let's take like 30 seconds and tell y'all, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Y'all should look out for it, really and truly.
Yeah.
You should be very proud of yourself.
It should be hard copy.
I'm very, very proud of yourself.
You gotta get a few of those. But that, to be honest, I don't really have. That's the biggest thing for this year that I had set out to do. Then everything else is just kind of regular business as usual. But I don't have anything too big that right now at the moment that I can't think of.
Cause this is big enough, y'all.
Yeah, that's gonna take some work. Yeah,
That's interesting. You can't say he didn't give you a reason to stick around until the end of the year. So check him out, y'all.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Alright, so lastly, and I always ask this question to everybody we interview. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, I'm going to add or more because everybody goes past the 30 seconds.
Nobody's going past 30 seconds.
Everybody's gone past 30 seconds.
Nobody, I didn't.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds or more, what would you tell them?
Live, love, and laugh. That's the most important thing. People are gonna take their L's. This has been a theme for me all week. You're gonna take your L's. You're gonna get your W's. But live, love, and laugh. Laugh during the process. Live through your emotions. Explore them. And just live your life. It's anything short. Something in my book. Anything short of, having to take somebody else's food off their plate, man. Live your life and enjoy it and do what you want.
That's been my motto my whole life, bro. Live your life.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, that's it with us. you know, joint custody,
Okay,
Natalie.
honestly,
You know.
it was a pleasure.
Yes, you can follow Mr. Larry right here at
Sage Projects _projects.
and your business.
_Royal Collective _ oh wait, _Royal _Collective. Mouthful.
Don't worry, we'll have that at the bottom. We'll have it below.
With a K, don't forget the K.
Alright, you can follow me, Stormy Sky 89
And AK the Messiah spelled exactly how it sounds.
with an underscore.
With
There's
an
no
underscore.
There is an underscore.
Underscore.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Larry, I just realized we're wearing the same shoes.
Yeah.
Ah, you wear the same shoes. Oh my
You
God.
have to come across somebody in America wearing the same shoes.
Yeah, right.
That's great.
Listen, a lot of my styles from the UK.
Alright,
The king
guys.
is brushing off, bro. You're brushing off on me.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So that's it for us. We'll check you out later.